people. Today we have Mr. Ajay Gowda with us. Mr. Ajay is engineer turned movie maker and is now the dynamic managing director and co-founder of the Byg Ventures, having brands like the Byg Brewski, Bob's Bar, and there are a couple of more coming in soon. A wizard of hospitality, Ajay's vision has created memorable space for all the Bangaloreans who love unwinding after long working hours. Today, being one of the most renowned names in the F&B industry, Ajay has shown us how to enjoy a sip or two in the open air and have a good time. So, Mr. Ajay, please tell us something about the Byg Ventures.
Hello friends, Byg Ventures is a company that has the brands Byg Brewski and Bob's Bar. We have a few more brands to be seen in the coming few months, like I would say 5 to 6 months. Byg Ventures has endeavored to create experiences around the F&B, be it in the restaurant scene, the beer scene of India and the world, be it crafted experiences around performances and live acts, or bringing the community together in a fair-like festive pace and atmosphere. So hence I would term Byg Ventures as a company which is into curating experiences, spaces, fantastic food, drinks, cocktails, live acts, performances, big international acts. A culmination of all this is Byg Ventures for you.
That's brilliant. Bangalore is also termed as the beer capital of India with over 70 microbreweries around. What makes Bangalore the perfect place for it?
Alongside fantastic weather, there's almost a 365 days in a year invitation for great beer drinking experience. It is the culture of Bangalore. Bangaloreans are very comfortable sipping their beers pretty much in the office, lunch hours, weekday evening drinking. So for anything to celebrate, beer would come naturally to a Bangalorean. So hence Bangalore definitely was way ahead compared to any city in India when it came to the drinking culture, the beers. Bangaloreans are truly experimental. We have beers like Rock and IPAs first being appreciated in Bangalore, and elsewhere it is now popular in the rest of the other cities.
Brilliant. So I believe Byg Brewski has been one of the places where the visitors can also take a beer tour. Is that right?
Absolutely. They should get to know what goes into making some of the fantastic beers that they have. So we proudly take them around, show them how the magical liquid they hold in their hands is made, from where it starts, how it is juiced out, fermented, where and when hops are added, and what is the beer recipe. Beer is all about using the right kind of yeast held at right temperature for various durations, and that's what gives a beer a banana flavor in it, a tinge of orange, etc. It is not that you need to add banana or orange. It is what yeast you select, how you allow the yeast to act on the beer. When you add hops, when do you first add hops, when do you augment adding a little more hops, at which day of the fermentation cycle. All this makes it a beautiful recipe for a great beer. This is what our patrons get to see when they take this beer tour, and we are very happy to facilitate that.
So I remember when I had gone last to Byg Brewski for a beer tour, I also saw that there are ingredients that are also sourced internationally. It's not just from India, but the raw materials are from different parts of the world, making Byg Brewski definitely beer to sip.
Yes, I mean, for a long time it was mostly the malt from US or the Europe, Germany, these places where we would procure malt. But of late, even the two-row Indian malt has also found its place. So a lot of experiments are on to get some of the good beers. Like in spirits, There are some beautifully curated Indian whiskies and other liquor, and soon we will see a lot of similar things happening with the local ingredients around beers as well.
Wow, Bangalore, this is something extremely interesting, and people who are outside Bangalore must visit. So, Mr. Ajay, what is the monthly footfall, and how are you improvising on catering to, increasing footfall every year?
See, we are a few outlets as Byg Brewski and as Bob's, and as you all know, Byg Brewskis are large format spaces, large restaurants, large microbreweries. On a busy day, at one time, just to explain what the space is like, we could have about as high as 1,800 to 2,000 guests at one time. So, a monthly footfall in a large Byg Brewski like the Hennur would extend up to 55 to about 60,000 footfalls a month. Similarly, the other two Byg Brewskis get anywhere between 40,000 to about 50,000. So anyway, you'll have to do the adding up. So Bob's Bar also is a busy bar. It's an old Bangalore bar. It's a bar that people miss out these days. So we have, and the culture aids, the mid-afternoon, the weekday drinking culture, and the old Bangalore bar, the vibe, the culture, everything together makes it again a very busy bar, hence a lot of footfalls. Bob's Bar gets anywhere between 25,000 to about, I would say, 30,000 footfalls a month. So we have about 4 Bob's Bar now. The last we opened was in Kamanalli, doing very well. This probably is our largest Bob's Bar, of say going up to 700 covers.
So, is it that all the places that you are running serve the same food and has the same taste?
Yeah, I mean, we try to be as true to the brand that we have curated. So if it is Byg Brewski, yes, across the expectation that our guests have for what we have brought in as into our menu, and hence it better be the same. But a lot of food depends on the ingredients that goes into it. So a small difference here and there because of the locally sourced ingredients changing from season to season, etc., will give it a small, I think, a welcome change, but pretty much the standards remain the same. Similarly with Bob's Bar, we operate through a central kitchen at Bob's Bar, so all our talented chefs are in the central kitchen, and at the outlet it's another group of chefs who get to add to what comes from the central and complete the dish and dish it out. The standards are and the consistency remains the way we want it, which is same always.
So when it comes to the marketing aspect, what worked according to you at Byg Brewski?
We really didn't try anything extraordinary or gimmicky or anything like that in marketing. I think we were very true to the brand description. We were very careful. We crafted the brand well, and we stuck beautifully to the ethos of the brand. See, the Byg Brewskis were meant to be spaces that age well. So if you walk into a Byg Brewski, say which is a year old or 5 years old, probably, and if you're a visitor to Bangalore and you come back after say 2 years, again go in here, this space would have truly aged better. The vegetation would have taken over more beautifully. So like from the space to the cuisine and to the culture, which is also the culture of the people in the outlet, all this is rubbed beautifully to the guests, and we communicate, of course, whatever we have to communicate, we generally communicate on the social media and various other media as well. But we really have not tried very hard in marketing. It's been quite spontaneous. I think word of mouth is what we again truly believe and stick to. Getting our other acts right pretty much speak, and hence marketing is something that has happened naturally for us.
So tattoos are something that you make for people who you love the most. So there are a lot of employees at the Byg Brewski who have got the logo engraved. What are your thoughts on that?
That's actually quite overwhelming for us as promoters, as part of the organization. Be it any industry, what is it other than work, other than results, other than your paycheck coming to you, that we all yearn for? It's I think to be rightly belonging to a beautiful tribe. I just really hope, and I know looking at these activations of people getting the tattoos etc. I somewhere feel maybe we have been successful, partially successful. We truly care for our people. The people care for each other in our group, in our organization. When I walk into my space, I'm pampered. I'm pampered with, with true love sometimes. The other day, the person who was wanting me to taste or who was serving me kept on insisting that I have a dessert. I said, look, I want to take off a few kilos. And he said, you know what, he's going to make some very small pieces and it's nutritionally great. And he said, look, this has just been introduced and I really know you're a dessert person. I want you to try it. Going back in the car, I was wondering, I must have been truly blessed that somebody could give me this love. And this is what we people do it for each other day in and day out, is to build a community. And please remember, in hospitality, people have, whoever are, associated in this industry, they've all come from far off places and probably made that city or Bangalore their homes. And it is also that much more responsibility for us to foster this community, this tribe feel, this oneness, and hence people at least miss their homes a lot less.
What are the cultural challenges that you faced when you were building the big ventures?
See, big ventures, I would say again, come back to Byg Brewski. The culturally, I could say it is on two fronts. One is the guest that we get to our spaces. The other is our own people, our team, our staff. Now, the guests, when we opened Byg Brewski's as large format, they when they heard, they probably would not relate to it. So it took a while for them to get it that, there's somebody who's opened pretty much like a huge park or a garden or an experience which is fair-like. And hence, I can go, though I am part of another 1,500 people there. So a lot would think, will I be taken care well? Will I like it? Do I want to be in such large congregations? So that we had to unshackle and correctly showcase when at least when they came, that see, look how the experience get elevated. So coming together has always been fun, and we knew it from day one. So when you bring people together and connect them as a community, as an experience, as a town square kind of a feel on a weekend or an evening, with a lot of vibrant things happening, some street artists performing, some music experience being lent to the space, great food curated well, fantastic beers. Some of the beers that we take pride in having introduced, like the Rock, etc. When they get to see and experience firsthand, they then understand and culturally get aligned to what we are providing as experience for a brand. Then when it came to again people, operating large spaces is a huge challenge, and the initial days, I would say, a nightmare. Food has to go fresh to the table and hot. It gets prepared somewhere. How does it go all the way? Sometimes somebody takes 300 steps for it to reach the table. From there to say, how are you connecting the guest at a personal level? When you bring them to a large space, it is very easy for anybody to get lost, and hence the space might not seem very personal and theirs. So we had to then align our people to culturally to certain ethos, which I think we all got it beautifully in the end. And today, yes, you see people coming in these large numbers and going back absolutely satisfied.
That's brilliant. So Byg Brewski just doesn't have a big space, but it has a big heart of a co-founder who's really investing in making the place bigger and better.
Byg Brewski, I've explained. Then down the Bob's Bar, it's an old Bangalore bar. And what is it of old Bangalore that we have brought in or tried to bring in? We have truly made all attempts to really bottle the essence and the spirit of old Bangalore. In old Bangalore, we would go to a small restaurant and say, I want half plate of this. Of course, those days, growing up years, we could not afford a full plate probably, or if you were just alone or with just a friend, we would say, half plate, and we would, the establishment would gladly bring us the half plate, and we would be charged pretty much half the price. Now that's happening at Bob's. So we have the full plate and the half plate. And see, culturally also, it was lost. This thing of, can I get a small thing of it? It was never there. I mean, it was not. So we kind of got that. And then we sensed that people in restaurants, bars, etc., are very kind of stifled in trying to be at their best English language, which for many isn't the mother tongue. So in Bob's Bar, we are very happy, and we have culturally aligned our team to lend the comfort to our guests in speaking their language, which they do so with a lot of pride and with a lot of culture. So they speak well. So that way a lot of freshness being brought in, even culturally, to this brand Bob's Bar. It feels very, very nice to be out of these air-conditioned cubicles and then hit the Bob's once the office work is done.
So stylish people, it's not just about renting out a space, hiring some equipments, hiring some staff to operate a place, but there's so much more that you need to invest in order to bring an experience on a plate. And that's when you're going out, that one dining should be of a remembrance to you. This is what Bob's Bar and Byg Brewski does for you. What is the future of F&B industry?
There is a lot of progression, movement, thought now around nutrition. So food was always an indulgence. I still say it is so. But now many people and many efforts are happening to know how nutritionally right the food is. And as we all know, lot of pride is being taken in curating some great local cuisine, locally produced raw materials. Now India is also a platform for international acts, artists, music. So I would say whoever can get in big enough to get music into their spaces, a lot more curated events, music-centric events, acts, etc. are happening. I would also think government authorities willing, I hope they bring in steps to make these liquor licenses, food licenses, trade licenses a little more easier, available on one platform maybe. And then I hope to see, and I think this is also a future, where curated small dining efforts and experiences are being truly appreciated. Now everything is happening at scale. Very soon it will come down to 3 tables, a mother and daughter coming together and giving a beautiful dining experience with some great wines, probably in their patio or the driveway. So something like this, like real small curated, not just driven by professional chefs, but food enthusiasts. Food enthusiasts taking part, bringing these nice curated small dining experiences to the guests. This I think is also a big development and future, and a strong future that we are foreseeing in F&B.
So what is that one piece of advice that you'd like to give to budding entrepreneurs?
Be true to yourself and know your strength, because F&B restaurants, bars, pubs, whatever format, they look sometimes quite glamorous from outside, but inside it is very unforgiving. 365 days almost we don't take off. Various verticals of this industry work pretty much 20 hours a day. For somebody, the work starts at 6 or 6:30 a.m. in the morning, and somebody closes the operations at 3 a.m. in the morning. So it's like literally 3 hours of break in a day. So it's like 20-21 hours. People have to take the work a lot seriously. It is not like they found one chef and they found another manager and then they brought them together and something happens. People are very, like I said, guests are very unforgiving. They don't now these days give a second chance. Hence, think through what you want to do. Be sure that what you are offering is what delights the guest. Bring it all together with a well coordinated efforts, and there you go. Try your luck.
That's brilliant. So, guys, that's Mr. Ajay Gowda with us, signing off.
Thank you.